right, so we're going to start talking about this type of blog post, which is the how-to blog post or the question and answer articles. Now, the purpose of these types of articles is to clearly answer a question. Now, the how-to articles, they focus primarily on teaching, and you're usually trying to give someone a new skill that they may be trying to figure out, whether it is gardening, a simple plant where you're going to give a step-by-step basis, or you're just creating something that might be a question and answer type of blog post that is used more so as a resourceful article. Now, this can be, like I mentioned, it can be a step-by-step guide, or it can just be a full-out guide. Now, one of the things that you may see in a how-to post is it may say how to start a YouTube channel. Now, you can't just say you can start a YouTube channel by taking a course. This is too basic. You have to actually give steps. So you have to give steps for the how-to post. You have to tell somebody, okay, first you have to figure out your YouTube channel name. Next, you have to figure out what type of stuff you want to make videos about. Then you list out all the steps in that particular article. Same with this concept of how to grow strawberries or how to grow on TikTok. This is going to be an educational piece, and it's going to have a purpose of just getting somebody from point A to point B. So that's what a how-to post is. Now, when we do like our particular questions post, like what is the best time to go to Walt Disney World, that will be similar in the vein of teaching somebody, because you can't just answer, oh, the best time to go to Disney World is in January, because the AI can answer that. But what the AI will not be able to do is say why January is the best time. And AI will not be able to put something together about what is the worst times to go based on your own experience, and create an infographic for this particular article, as you can see on what I did on one of my articles, on why this is a good time, why this isn't a good time, based on the weather, based on the crowd level, and also based on the prices. So whenever you have a how-to or a question type of article, you have to definitely make sure that you think about more of a step-by-step basis, or that you are teaching. That's the big thing to remember. And you can always turn these into full guides. As you can see, when we were talking about the how to start a blog type of blog post, you saw all these articles that popped up on the homepage. When you went into those articles, they didn't just say, oh, you start a blog by doing da-da-da. It wasn't something quick. They went through a full guide. They even gave tips. They answered questions within this type of question article. And so one of the things that we like to try to do is to try to answer snippets. And you will see those usually at the top. You'll see first an ad. Maybe you'll see an ad of what someone paid for. Then you may see the first official organic blog post, and then after that you'll see the snippets, and these are the questions that people are asking and that's related to your keywords. So if we're going back to what are the best times to go to Disney World, then they will show my answer, and I basically answered that there are 4 different months, and I showed the 4 different months. I bolded it. You don't have to bold it for this thing, but I like to do things like bolding and creating a short list, whether it be a bullet point or some numbers, just to give emphasis. And it also slows the reader down. It stops them at that point, and it helps with readability of your blog post. So someone's going to see these bullet points, they're going to stop, and they're like, oh, okay. And if you have ads on your website, that helps with where your ads may be placed. And a lot of times, if you have a product, placing it after a bullet point or an image, that's a good place to stop somebody so that they click on whatever your CTA is. That's just a little hipster power tip, like I like to say in a previous lesson. So that's how you would do those Q&As, and that's how you would do a how-to post. Now, these are some quick tips that I want to go over before we finish up this lesson. Is that you want the how-to part to be in the front, and then you put your keyword. So it'll be how-to, and then the keyword, start a YouTube channel. But most of the time, the how to start YouTube channel is going to be the keyword, and that's how you would do that one. And then also you want to add a bonus tip in the title. So you could say how to grow on TikTok, or you could say plus 10 power tips. It doesn't have to be that. I'm just making up something off the top of my head. Or you can say how to start a YouTube channel plus tips for your thumbnails. I mean, it could be something a little bit more sexier. But usually for a how-to post or a question post, this is what I do for my outline. I just want to get this out of the way because the outline is pretty simple, just like our listicle. But I would do an intro for it, and then I would have my how-to question. And if it has steps, I might put how to X, then colon 6 easy steps. This might be like an H2. And then my 6 easy steps, 1, it might be step 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. And all of these would be H3s. And then after I'm done with that section where I give you all the steps, I might have a section where it's the FAQ. So it might be frequently asked questions regarding this particular keyword. And this would definitely be an H2. And then I'll put question 1, question 2. I wouldn't put, say, literally question 1. I would just put the question. So if we're talking about how to start a YouTube channel, 6 easy steps, and maybe the first question is, do you need money to start a YouTube channel? That might be the first question. And that would be an H3. And then I might do another section with tips and then my conclusion. So that's basically it. So this will be my outline. I will do my introduction. I will do my how to start a YouTube channel, 6 easy steps. And then I will go through every step. And then I have a section of my most asked questions that I found on my snippets. And then I'll go through a section of like maybe 5 top tips about getting better at YouTube. And then I'll end my article. And that's basically it. And you can do the same thing for question articles. And it fleshes out the article and it makes it more of a complete guide. So you're not only getting a step-by-step guide, but you're getting like a full guide. So that's how you do how-tos and questions.